Welcome to Unexplained Multiverse, where the line between this reality and others cease to exist. Join me as we uncover and narrate mind-bending stories and explore the mysteries that challenge our understanding of our strange and unexplained universe. Today's journey into the unexplained multiverse delves into the enigmatic world of angel hunters. First, an amateur scientist's fascination with electromagnetic anomalies leads him to an unexpected and life-altering encounter during a rare celestial event. His accidental discovery propels him into the relentless hunt for these celestial beings, pushing him deeper into the unknown with every eerie and unexplainable phenomenon. Now, before we dive into this mysterious tale, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Now on to the story. I never set out to encounter an angel. It happened because of a stupid mistake. For months, I'd been tracking electromagnetic anomalies in the area. Just a hobby, really. I'd map out incidents, looking for patterns. Then, in December 2020, I noticed a correlation with an upcoming astronomical event, the Great Conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, where they'd appear closer in the night sky than they had in nearly 400 years. Excited by my discovery, I decided to try and measure any electromagnetic fluctuations during the conjunction. I jury-rigged some equipment in my apartment. Nothing fancy, just a modified radio antenna and some sensors hooked up to my laptop. What I didn't realize was that my amateur setup was acting like a beacon, not thinning any veils, but sending out a signal that, during this rare celestial alignment, might be perceived elsewhere. On December 21st, 2020, at 3:47 a.m., my equipment went haywire. The air in my apartment felt charged, electric. That's when I saw it, a faint shimmer in the air, like heat rising from pavement on a scorching day. But this was different. It moved. My heart began to race. I'd spent years casually researching angelic lore, but nothing could have prepared me for this. The shimmer coalesced, taking on a vaguely humanoid shape. It towered over me, easily 9 feet tall. I couldn't breathe, couldn't move. Every instinct screamed at me to run, but my body refused to cooperate. Then it unfurled. Wings. Impossible, ethereal wings stretched out, filling my entire field of vision. They weren't feathered, not exactly. More like living light, constantly shifting and flickering. I caught glimpses of patterns within them. Spirals, fractals, shapes my mind couldn't comprehend. The air crackled with electricity. My skin tingled, every hair standing on end. The temperature plummeted, my breath visible in front of me. And the sound. Oh God, the sound. It wasn't quite music, wasn't quite language. It resonated through my entire being, setting my teeth on edge and making my bones vibrate. I wanted to clap my hands over my ears, but I was paralyzed. I don't know how long I stood there, transfixed. Time seemed to lose all meaning. My mind raced, trying to catalog every detail, desperate to make sense of what I was seeing. But as quickly as it appeared, the entity began to fade. The wings folded in on themselves, the shimmering form becoming less distinct. I wanted to cry out, to beg it to stay, but no sound escaped my throat. Just before it vanished completely, I swear it looked at me. I can't describe how I knew. It had no discernible face, but I felt the weight of its attention, an awareness so vast and alien it threatened to crush me. And then, nothing. The silence was deafening. My laptop screen blinked back to life, the soft glow illuminating my trembling hands. Outside, a car horn honked. The world rushed back in. I sank to my knees, gasping for air. Tears streamed down my face. I was elated, terrified, awestruck, and more determined than ever. This was just the beginning. I had to know more. The next few weeks were a blur. I barely slept, fueled by a manic energy I'd never experienced before. My apartment walls became a sprawling web of notes, sketches, and printouts. I pored over ancient texts, cross-referencing accounts of angelic encounters throughout history. I began to notice patterns, correlations between cosmic events, electromagnetic anomalies, and reported sightings. It wasn't concrete, but it was a start. I mapped out potential hotspots, areas where the fabric of reality might be thinner. Friends worried about me, said I looked gaunt, obsessed. They didn't understand. How could they? I'd glimpsed something beyond human comprehension. Nothing else mattered now. My research led me to believe that certain celestial events could amplify my beacon effect. The next major opportunity wasn't another planetary alignment, but something equally rare: the total solar eclipse on April 8, 2024. I spent months preparing, gathering supplies and advanced scientific equipment, spectrometers, electromagnetic field detectors, high-speed cameras, anything that might capture proof. As the appointed day approached, doubt gnawed at me. What if I was wrong? What if this was all delusion, the product of an overtaxed mind? But it was too late to turn back now. I found myself in Texas, my car packed with far more sophisticated equipment than I'd used before. As totality approached, my instruments began picking up readings that defied explanation. The air shimmered, reality rippling like a heat mirage. And then they appeared. Not one, but many. Shimmering forms filled the sky, their presence overwhelming. I caught glimpses of wheels within wheels, eyes that burned like stars, appendages that defied geometry. I wanted to scream, to run, to hide my face, but I forced myself to watch, to bear witness. This is what I'd wanted, wasn't it? They moved above me through the very fabric of reality. I felt myself unraveling, my very atoms threatening to scatter in their wake. The boundaries between my body and the air grew hazy. And then, abruptly, they noticed me. The feeling of their collective attention was indescribable, like being scrutinized by a galaxy, judged by the weight of eons. I was nothing before them, less than nothing. Terror gripped me. What had I done? This was madness. I never should have. A presence brushed against my mind. Not words exactly, but a clear sentiment. You do not belong here. The sky exploded with light. I felt myself falling endlessly through layers of reality I never knew existed. My consciousness fragmented, shattered into a million glittering shards. I came to as the sun emerged from behind the moon. My body ached, muscles screaming as if I'd run a marathon. My mind felt different, expanded somehow, but also fractured. My equipment lay in ruins around me, melted, scorched, utterly destroyed. No data, no proof. But I remembered. Oh God, I remembered everything. I stumbled to my car, desperate to get back to civilization, to write it all down before the memories faded. But as I tried to recount the experience, the words slipped away like smoke. The more I grasped at them, the faster they dissipated. That was over 2 months ago. I'm still trying to process what happened, still grappling with the implications. The equipment I used during the eclipse was destroyed, melted into unrecognizable lumps. But the memory of what I saw, that's seared into my mind forever. I know now that we're not alone, that there are beings out there beyond our comprehension. And somehow, for reasons I still don't understand, I managed to catch their attention, twice. Sometimes in the corner of my eye, I catch a glimpse of shimmering wings, and I wonder, did I discover them, or did they reveal themselves to me? And why? I don't know where to go from here. The hunger for knowledge still burns within me, but it's tempered now by a bone-deep terror. They're out there, all around us, watching, waiting. Next up, a theology professor's academic interest in angelology transforms into a fervent pursuit of the divine. Drawn to the Sea of Galilee by cryptic reports, he uncovers tales of miraculous events and catches a fleeting glimpse of something extraordinary, sparking an insatiable drive to continue his hunt for proof. I never set out to become an angel hunter. The term itself makes me uncomfortable. I prefer to think of myself as an investigator of the unexplained, with a focus on potentially divine encounters. My name is David. I'm a theology professor at a small Midwestern university, specializing in angelology, the study of angels in religious traditions. For years, it was purely academic. Then I received the letter that changed everything. It came from a colleague in Israel, detailing a series of strange occurrences near the Sea of Galilee. Witnesses reported seeing figures of blinding light walking on the water at night. Some claimed to hear voices speaking in ancient Aramaic. Intrigued, I took a sabbatical and flew to Israel. I told myself it was for research, but deep down, I hoped for something more. The locals were hesitant to talk at first, but as I shared my knowledge of Scripture and showed genuine interest, they opened up. I heard tale after tale of mysterious encounters. Most could be explained away, tricks of light, overactive imaginations. But a few stuck with me. An old fisherman described a night when his boat was caught in a sudden storm. As the waves threatened to capsize him, he saw a figure of light standing on the water. The storm calmed instantly. He swore it was just like the story of Jesus calming the sea. A young woman told me how she'd been hiking alone when she fell and broke her leg. Miles from help, she prayed desperately. That's when she saw him, a man in white, radiating light. He touched her leg, and the pain vanished. When she looked down, the bone was healed. I investigated each claim meticulously, looking for rational explanations. Often, I found them. But sometimes the evidence pointed to something truly inexplicable. One night, unable to sleep, I walked along the shore. The moon was full, casting a silver path across the water. That's when I saw it, a flicker of movement, a flash of light too bright to be natural. My heart raced. Was this it? The proof I'd been searching for? I waded into the water, my eyes straining in the darkness. For a moment, just a moment, I saw a figure, tall, radiant, with something that looked like wings. And then it was gone. I stood there, water lapping at my knees for what felt like hours. Was it real? A hallucination born of desperation and lack of sleep? I honestly don't know. I've been back home for months now. My official report is full of maybes and inconclusive findings, but in private moments I find myself poring over my notes, the stories I collected, the fleeting glimpse I may have had. I don't have proof, not the kind that would stand up to scientific scrutiny, but I have something else, a renewed sense of wonder, a deepened faith, and a burning curiosity to keep searching. Because maybe, just maybe, there are angels among us, not with halos and harps, but as beings of light and love, intervening in subtle ways we can barely perceive. My hunt continues, not to capture or expose, but to understand, to bridge the gap between faith and reason, between the seen and unseen. And who knows, maybe someday I'll have my proof. Until then, I'll keep watching the skies and listening for whispers of the divine in our mundane world. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the weird and unexplained. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, keep your eyes open and your mind sharp, because the next story might just be your own.